There's been plenty of moments that I fell in hard times. More often than not, getting faded was my lifeline. I realize that I've always struggled with change, but sometimes you gotta rearrange before you go insane. I've been doing my best to stay true to myself, put my next foot forward and smoking dope for my health. I never give up the music till I'm rolling in wealth. Some days I swear this basement's my own personal hell. Well, I love the sound of the city. Goddamn, I love the sound of the city. Yeah, yeah. I'm wide awake when you're with me. I feel better when you got my back, yeah. Red eyes, I'm sky high. I think this might be the best night that I've ever had, that I've ever spent with you. I confess I'm obsessed with the sex. Heart palpitations every time that she texts. I admit that we ain't always been the best for each other, but what is love without the little test? Girl, you know you're my sneaky link. When I'm with you, my ego shrink. I'm just craving time for us alone. I think about you every time I'm home smoking dope. I love the sound of the city. Goddamn, I love the sound of the city. Yeah, yeah. I'm wide awake when you're with me. I feel better when you got my back, yeah. Red eyes, I'm sky high. I think this might be the best night that I've ever had, that I've ever spent with you. Love it when you call me, tell me to come over. We can get high together. When we're feeling lonely, fuck it when I'm sober. We can just fly together. Feel so low when I'm without you. Don't got time, but what I got is potential. You know that I am rich with that. Stay with me, it's only growth, we don't plateau. I know you dealt with shitty past, I promise always got your back. Yeah, keep it ice cold. Yeah, baby, ice cold. I've been buzzing thinking about you all day, yeah. I hope you know you're not alone, baby. I bring you closer to me. Goddamn, baby, got me feeling complete. I guess it's your divine energy. I feel your divine energy. Yeah, I bring you closer to me. Goddamn, I feel better when you're closer to me. Yeah, your divine energy. I feel your divine energy. I'm probably never driving Monte Carlo, but I still be shutting in the room like Doomslayer, Donnie Darko. Feel so low when I go down the depths of my brain. That shit got me feeling insane. I'm fucked up, no question about it. Drawn to you like my head took concussions. We got something up our function. Show you off at family functions. One thing that I've learned, I don't know nothing. I'm not bluffing, stop your fronting. Is this love or is this nothing? I bring you closer to me. Goddamn, baby, got me feeling complete. I guess it's your divine energy. I feel your divine energy. Yeah, I bring you closer to me. Goddamn, I feel better when you're closer to me. Yeah, your divine energy. I feel your divine energy. Your divine energy. Your divine energy. I can feel it when you're looking at me. Your divine energy. I can feel it when you're looking at me. Your divine energy. You tell me what love looks like. You want me to go high. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Unfortunate news. I have an ear infection. That's what's made me sick for like the last 2 weeks. I thought it was allergies. Actually, an ear infection. So if I sound a little under the weather, that is why. I have the whole sinus fluid, like ear popping, everything. It totally sucks, but still gonna stream because it's Monday. Gonna go through stuff pretty quick. Looks like we have our small little loyal audience. One thing that you guys may or may not know is YouTube statistics and Twitter statistics are coming back. Like retail is basically leaving the space in train loads. Like my average YouTube viewership, my tweets, like everything is going way down, and that's, in my opinion, it's not because the content isn't good. I think the content is actually getting better. The problem is less and less people are caring. They're not caring about investing. The crypto space. We haven't really had an up only market. The last year we've basically gone sideways the whole entire time, and now stocks are looking like absolute shit. On top of that, we have recession fears and obviously cost of goods increasing, inflation at all-time highs. People are scared. People are trying to figure out what they're going to do. And, if I'm going to be honest, I always tell people, don't invest something that you're not willing to lose. And I think a lot of people are like, I can't invest my money. I need to save it for food. I need to save it for taking care of my family, whether it be like buying a new roof or, fixing your car, or just buying groceries. Shit is expensive, and it's certainly reflecting in YouTube viewership and Twitter viewership. And this isn't just me. This is across the board. Even your favorite moon clowns are not necessarily getting the viewership they once were a couple months ago. But real quick, no name. I flipped bullish today after I saw something. That's your opinion. I don't know about that. What's up, Powell? It's too late to short, man. The short was at 48, 45, and 42. We're sitting right on a major support level. Shorting here the risk reward definitely isn't there. Hey, how's it going? How's it going, Sylvia? I think your name is Silvio. The wedge breakdown, I will be shorting the retest until around 34K. What's up, Lawrence? We stay loyal. Hey, I appreciate it. I do really, really appreciate it. Unfortunately, it sucks because like having such a small audience, you're like, I'm just gonna do quick streams, Yo, what's up, Cashflow? What's up, dog? Nice tweet today. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I had to throw a little bit of hate mail. Unfortunately, my hate mail tweets always get the most engagement. All right, let's start with stocks. Looking at the weekly, guys, we've been following this for forever now. Really since this area. We've potentially called a head and shoulders last week and weeks prior, and it looks like we got that head and shoulders. This would be your neckline here. And I had an interesting person tell me that your neckline has to be diagonal with a head and shoulders, and that is completely false. You guys know my rules. Diagonal lines are not nearly as accurate as horizontal support and resistance. We can also see multiple touches here, a big touch here. Let me remove the word neck. I think you guys understand where that is. So we have multiple touches here, a touch here, almost a touch here, multiple touches here, touch here. We actually broke down and came back up. This is actually completely normal in a head and shoulders, but still multiple touches. Almost a bounce. We did bounce and then ended up closing below, and now we are below the neckline. So ultimately, any bounce we get would be a retest and then further to eventually getting us to the bottom. Maybe not the bottom, but taking us much lower. Excuse me. Yeah, this whole ear infection thing is whooping my ass, man. But yeah, we've called this out. We've been following this. This is a head and shoulders. S&P 500, same exact thing, but much cleaner. Seeing a head and shoulders, we're also seeing a death cross. How much more confluence do you need? We also have a lot of volume on this breakdown. Volume rising as we break down through that head and shoulders neckline. Again, I've had people say, oh, it has to be diagonal. Oh, you're wrong. Oh, this. Oh, we've bottomed. Guys, this is not a bottoming pattern. A head and shoulders is a bearish reversal pattern. We're going into a recession. Granted, we could do something like this. It wouldn't surprise me if we did something like this, but just know in the macro, this is a very, very bearish macro pattern. And honestly, I fully expect 3,500 to get tested, if not going much, much lower. Take your antibiotics. I actually got some today. It's a pain in the ass to get antibiotics, man. You have to go to the doctor's office and you have to sit there for an hour and they have to tell you. I wish we could do OTC antibiotics, but obviously it'd be very dangerous. It's just a pain in the ass because you know exactly what you have. Like I know I have either a sinus or ear infection. It's the same damn thing. You take the same antibiotics. I get them all the time. And yeah, I pretty much see the same doctor. I'm like, sinus infection. They're like, here's the prescription. So I waited in the office for like 45 minutes to go talk to a doctor for literally 30 seconds, and then I was out. Kind of sucks. I shorted 40,080 today, just sold. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Wish a quick recovery. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Usually the head and shoulders, the right side of the head dips deeper. It's the best way of knowing. Yeah, it really is. Same with an inverted head and shoulders. And this is something I actually show my trading students a lot. It's a perfect inverted head and shoulders pattern. And it's one of the first times I actually made a pretty solid trade. Although this one actually doesn't dip above, but here you can see it very, very clearly. We have a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. We have a horizontal neckline somewhere around this, what is this, about 7,500 level. So break up, we consolidated, which you don't always have to pull back. You can consolidate, continuing to go up. And we actually gained really from the bottom here, which is, in my opinion, that was very, very predictable. You went up 52%. So on your original investment, you would have made 52%. I mean, you put 30% of your trading portfolio, even up to 50% of your trading portfolio into that kind of trade, you're making some good gains. So ultimately, this is what a head and shoulders looks like, or sorry, inverted head and shoulders. It does play out just to show you. And then again, vice versa with a head and shoulders. Here is a head and shoulders in crypto, which yes, did play out. We ended up bottoming and then going higher, but it was still followed by a lot of pain. If you want to see a very, very painful head and shoulders, pull up the daily, go all the way to the top in May, and look at this. Here we have another head and shoulders pattern, similar to what looks like on the Dow Jones and the S&P 500. You have your neckline somewhere around here. Look at that. We dip just right below it, come back up, make that right shoulder, and then we drop, what is this, 56%? 50%? 50% drop in the stock market is devastating. Imagine what that would look like for crypto. Yeah, in the US, it's a headache to get them because of resistance, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I mean, but it's definitely a good thing because we got a lot of stupid people here that have no idea how to take medicine. And if we all become, like, if diseases become immune to antibiotics, we're kind of fucked. So, but here we go, Dow Jones. Same kind of thing. Oh, sorry, we already went over the Dow Jones. Brain. But here we go. Nasdaq, the last index stock. We have a double top that we've been following. The confirmation on this big red candle here. We actually have a breakdown and a retest, and I believe that retest is right on the 50 weekly moving average here, this blue line, and now we're continuing to drop. This is just a good indication of how crypto is going to keep moving forward. We know that the Nasdaq is a tech stock sector, and they're the most volatile stocks, at least right now. I know there's other stocks that are very volatile, but the tech sector is extremely volatile, and I fully expect this to continue going lower before a possible bounce here and then continuing much lower. Tech is very overvalued, similar to crypto, so I expect the most pain from the Nasdaq, then probably the Dow, and then the S&P 500 last. Let's look at total charts. Not a lot has changed still. Like I said, we either break above the golden line or break below. We'll make this a different color just so it's a little bit more visually appealing. Get rid of our moving averages. Let's make this like a red. Nah. Make it like an orange. So essentially you're trading between these two giant lines here, with the blue being a little bit of slight resistance here. In my opinion, I think we just break down. I really don't think we have a bounce here. It'll be more clear with Bitcoin, but with stocks basically showing us the way. I'm expecting this to break down probably within the next week or two. Total 2, same story, kind of sitting on support or very possible support. You could look at this multiple different ways depending on how you draw your diagonal lines. We could have broken down already, could not have. You guys know me, I really don't like diagonal lines. They're very inaccurate. But I would not consider this a breakout and retest. Why would you break out and retest below the breakout candle? That makes absolutely no sense. And then lastly, total 3. Again, similar to total 2, not a lot has changed. If we see this blue line loss, things are going to get very, very ugly for a lot of your altcoins. But moving forward, DXY is extremely bullish. I mean, we have broken about a 4 or 5 year trend. So we have a top here in 2016, 2017, a top here in April 2020, and now here we have broken it in 2022. This is extremely bullish for the DXY. Just so you guys know, the macro resistance is 105. We are going to pay attention to this 105 area. If 105 breaks, the DXY is just going to keep continuing on its rampage. I mean, it's basically going parabolic now. I don't see fundamentally this stopping. I don't see this technically stopping. There's no bearish pattern. We're clearly breaking resistance everywhere. And just so all of you know, this is never good for stocks, crypto, gold, silver, whatever. When the dollar rises, the rest of your assets fall. Your account is undervalued, mate. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Not right now, though, because I'm sick as a dog. Where should be the level of pullback to set a short position for Bitcoin? I think you missed it. We just have to wait. The risk reward is not there. We'll go through that in a minute, but I don't believe the risk reward is there yet. USDT.D. So we have two options. One, we break out of this level of resistance here at about 5%. We break above 5%. We're going to see crypto drop. So for those of you that don't know, when USDT.D goes down, crypto goes up. So Bitcoin goes up. When this goes up, Bitcoin goes down. So here I just kind of drew, we keep going up, Bitcoin goes down. So we even draw a little link here. When this goes down, Bitcoin goes up. And what that means is this is selling. Think about it. If USDT USDT.D is dominating the market, that means that people are selling and more USDT is overflowing the market. So if this continues to rise, we know that more selling is taking place than buying. If it's shrinking, we know that people are buying USDT.D, but there's also this case that those stable coins could be minted, but I relate it to buying more or less than minting. I missed out why you think Bitcoin will drop now. It's still chilling in its channel, right? We're going to get through the Bitcoin TA here shortly. But all right, let's just get into it now. Actually, first thing, I want to look at Crow. This is something that I actually considered buying a lot of once it hit my blue line here, but it looks like it's literally, this is literally Bitcoin 2018. We are hitting capitulation. We actually just hit my support line here. For those of you that don't know, I've told my trading students when I eventually start my DCA, I was going to use crypto.com, probably stake Crow, and then ultimately get that huge interest rate buff and everything like that. It looks like this is going to continue dropping. In my opinion, I think the bottom would be around 10 cents to 15 cents. So let's just put a little line of support here, possibly here at around 20 cents. So in my opinion, anything between this would be DCA worthy. However, if this just continues to nuke, there's no way I'm going to start DCAing. I want to see this break, consolidate, maybe break up, maybe do something like this, come back down. We want to see this over an extended period of time. Guys, we haven't even gotten into the heat of recession, and people are calling for bottoms. People are calling that the bear market's over, that we're back to bullish. The recession hasn't even really started yet, and people are already bullish. Come on now. So let's use our brains, not our, let's not be clowns. Excuse me. So, Bitcoin Weekly. Just to walk through anyone that's new here and why we believe Bitcoin will eventually capitulate next. Like the next big move is capitulation. So, this is a chart I share before I go over Bitcoin's TA every single time. Essentially, you have a death cross. Let's just make this super visual so everybody can see. We also need the weekly. So essentially, you have a death cross of the 20 over the 50. So here we have it in 2014, 2018. We had one in COVID, but we're not going to count that because there's a black swan event. And then we have our fourth one here in 2022. Every single time this has happened, and if you want to count COVID, you're more than welcome, we have a 50+% correction. We are so far following the historical precedent. We actually look very, very similar to 2018. You can see that we've kind of held this 6,200 to 6K support. We're kind of holding this 37, 40K area. We might bounce up again. We might do some of this, but eventually capitulating. I still don't think it's time yet to capitulate, but if you're a macro trader and you see something like this, this is not a time to accumulate. This is not a time to be bullish. This is not a time to be ultimately picking coins to start stacking. This is a terrible area to accumulate. Wait for that capitulation. Wait for us to hit the bottom. It's always been 63% right after capitulation, which put us about 17K. Now, with that said, we are approaching recession, so it could drop a lot more. We just have to pay attention. What kind of price do you expect from Crow next bull run? Supply is pretty high, to be honest. That depends. I see crypto.com everywhere. It's probably one of the few altcoins I'm going to add to my portfolio, and that's entirely based upon Pro is literally everywhere. They sponsored the Super Bowl. They sponsor big esports events. They sponsor the UFC. So for me, it's you see the commercials everywhere. So for me, it's like, people are starting to get access to crypto through crypto.com because that's all they see. So in hindsight, I would expect their coin to skyrocket, kind of like BNB. If you guys remember, Binance coin went from like 30 cents to $500 over the bull run because everyone was using Binance to trade. Let's even pull that up. BNB. Excuse me. BNB let's even go back to 2020, was $6.03 at the bottom and went up almost 11,000%. Now, granted, you probably wouldn't buy the bottom. Let's be more realistic here. You'd probably buy somewhere in this range. So let's say $16. Probably sell somewhere around 400, 500. I mean, if you sold the double top perfectly, congrats. We'll do a modest 500. That's a 3,000%. That's a 30x. That's a lot. I would expect Crow to do something similar next bull run. Absolutely. If Bitcoin drops 50% from here, what will happen to solid alts? Alts will die 90 to 99% regardless. You're seeing it happen literally live. I mean, some of these altcoins haven't dropped that much from their highs, but I mean, look at BNB. BNB's down. Oh, actually holding pretty well. Only down 42. But you look at something like Link. Link is currently losing support level after support level. It's dying. It's down almost 80%. One is down 80%. Luna's still holding strong a bit, but I'm anticipating this Head and Shoulders to play out. Down 30% from 4 weeks ago already. I mean, Mana. How much is Mana down? Mana's down 75%. I mean, Bitcoin's only down like 40%. And these altcoins are down twice as much. Staples Center was such an iconic name, though. Yeah, but now it's the Crypto.com Center, right? Crow's getting killed currently after completely screwing people on staking rewards. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't put money into it yet. I probably will, but we'll see. We'll see what happens out of this mess. Do you think ADA will survive the bear market? Yeah, but I don't think it'll ever put a new all-time high in. All right, let's get to back to the Bitcoin TA. We'll go over the daily. I don't have a ton of energy today, so we'll just do Bitcoin and call it a day. That way it's easy on you guys. So Bitcoin daily. You know, guys, the one thing I do see, let's open up Binance just for more clarity here. The one thing I do see, or have a hard time seeing, is we actually have volume going up as we're dropping. So we're actually dropping here. The one thing I don't like is on every single one of these bounces, even the little bounces, very low volume. Okay volume, but low volume again. Yes, it's stacking, but I don't like how we just rejected at 39.1. Again, on my line chart, just to bring this up, if we look at a line chart even, I mean, we have broken this bear flag. And this pattern here, I've seen that in a bull market, right? So in a bull market, you have this, like, you'll consolidate, you'll go up, you kind of consolidate, might maybe slightly go up. Do you know what happens next after something like this happens where you're kind of slowly consolidating up? You have a huge green candle, like 20% candle. It's wild. I can show you what happened right before we hit 20K. It was like a 13K. We shot up to 20K like instantly. This is the same pattern. We have a big down, some sideways consolidation. Now we're kind of, going down and sideways a bit. I'm expecting a huge red candle. Just because I've seen this in my experience. It's kind of like down and sideways. We're resetting the daily. We're putting in these lower lows, although this could be divergence here. Price action isn't necessarily saying the same thing. So let's go back to the bull run example and what I wanted to show you guys. So here we have a very, very good example. We actually have a couple of good examples. So we have this consolidation, some slight up. We have kind of sideways consolidation, and then a huge run. We have another sideways consolidation, zigzaggy, but ultimately it's in an up direction, and then just a huge run. I expect this exact same thing to happen, but to the downside. I mean, we're essentially seeing an inverse of the bull run from the 10K to 40K move. Weirdo. But here you go. You can see it perfectly. We have a consolidation move down, going sideways, going slightly down. I'm expecting this, like just straight up to 30K. Maybe not 27. Sorry. Like 30, 32, maybe all the way down to 30, something like that. And again, we've broken our bear flag. This is extremely bearish. We lose this 37K support area, and things are going to get messy, really messy. So that's why I keep saying most likely going to dump. Will it happen today, tomorrow? It will happen. And I hate to be the guy that's like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Just keep an eye on the support. Could we bounce? Sure, but I don't see any reasons to bounce just yet. Let's go back to our bar chart. So what levels to DCA on Bitcoin? I would say once we lose 30K, start DCAing in the 20s, because if you look at this chart, there's no support between 20 and 30K. So if we just draw this very, very simply, literally no support between 20 and 30K. So I would begin DCAing around here. So we'll essentially do something like this, probably go down. I would start DCAing somewhere around here. Between 25 and 20K, if we break down lower, continue DCAing, continue DCAing. Obviously, we're not going to hit zero, but you understand the visual. Huge red, so drop even more. Yes, we are. Bitcoin is going to drop either below 20K, well below 20K, or slightly below 20K. Absolutely. We are heading into what I think will be a deep recession. I think everything's going to reset quite a bit. Isn't it a potential descending wedge? No, we have a bear flag that broke down. I don't agree with the descending wedge. I think that's totally, entirely a trap. Because here's the other thing. Everyone's looking at this descending wedge because all they do is look at lower time frames. You have all these people. Like, do you see a descending wedge on this chart at all? I don't. Do you see one on the weekly? I don't see a descending wedge. I see 4 red weeks and 1 slightly green week for now because we haven't closed this weekly. Yeah, if you look at the 4 hour, yeah, we have a potential descending wedge here. You could surely draw one. We actually rejected the top, which is never a good sign. So you have all these people that think this is a descending wedge, right? So look at the 4 hour. Look at higher time frames. Guys, this is the bear market. Stop watching 15 minutes. Stop watching hour. Stop watching 4 hour. Watch the damn daily. Watch the weekly. There's no reason to be looking at lower time frames. The bigger moves that happen in the bear market are reflected on the daily. Trust me, I've traded through an entire bear market. They are always on the daily. There's always a daily reversal pattern before a large move to the upside. Over the last 5 years, it's been the case. Notice how we haven't had a large move to the upside at all without a bullish reversal pattern. Wait until trend develops, probably. Recession will be brutal. 20K Bitcoin easily. No doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. And again, like, even looking at this 4 hour, I'm just, yeah, you could definitely make a bullish case. And I'll show you how I can make a bullish case. You could say, from this peak here, and really falling into here, we have volume going down as price is kind of drifting down. Ultimately, I just think it's going sideways from there, but that's just me. Yes, RSI kind of has divergence, kind of, but to me, it just looks like we're resetting. And then again, we're completely rejecting this diagonal resistance. So are we really on the page that this is a bullish move? Because if it was bullish, we would have, I could potentially see an inverted head and shoulders here. But why haven't we broken out yet? This should have broken out. We should see volume. We had a lot of volume here, and we actually rejected. That's never a good sign. On high volume, we rejected. Instead of breaking out, we rejected. Just keep that in mind. ApeCoin, please. I'm not looking at ApeCoin. It's literally a pump and dump. Can't wait for Profit Blue to disappear. Oh, they're disappearing one by one. They'll all be gone soon. Don't worry, they will be gone. Real quick, before we get into some more TA, I just want to say the trading competition for Bitget. If you didn't see my tweet this morning, that sign up starts May 9th. If you can trade as an individual or as a team. There's over 200 Bitcoin in rewards. If you're a trader with a small account, but account size, but you're a pretty good trader, you get good returns, I would suggest doing it. The rewards are ridiculous. 200 Bitcoin in rewards. I think first place gets 20 Bitcoin. So if you get in the top 10, you're getting paid a lot. You're getting paid, I think 10th even gets 1 or 2 Bitcoin. So in my opinion, if you're a good trader with a small portfolio, you want to grow your portfolio, this is your chance. Aside from that, a lot of you know that I recently partnered with Mexi. They're running a promotional deal as part of our partnership. If you use the links in the description or in the chat or in my Discord, you get 10% off trading fees, up to $1,000 in bonuses, and then a couple other giveaways. It's all listed there in the links. I'm not going to talk about it too long, but you guys get the point. Mexi has over 1,900 altcoin projects. So if you're a big altcoin trader, definitely a solid exchange to use. Solid leadership. They've never had a scam. They've never had not a scam. Sorry, my brain. They've never had a scam, but they've never had a hack or scandal. They've been around since 2018, so very reliable exchange. They've got the historical data to back that. And I believe they have algorithms in place to counter scam wicks. So if you see like Binance, Kraken, some of these exchanges get these crazy, even Coinbase sometimes get crazy scam wicks. Bitget and Mexi do not have that because they have algorithms in play to ultimately counteract that activity. Quick TA on FTM, it's bearish. It looks like shit. What would you showed sellers will still in control if volume couldn't push through? Yeah. Oh, sorry. What you showed shows that sellers are still in control. Yeah, sellers have been in control this entire range. All this is sideways for more distribution. They're selling tops. Notice how the tops aren't very far off, too. Like our tops aren't like, it's not like we went up here and then came back down. The tops are very coordinated. They're all around the same level. They're all, I mean, yes, we went slightly above, but it was short lived. All of this is first for distribution. All of this. This is all just whales that are slowly selling all their Bitcoin. They sold here. They sold here. They sold all of this. Everywhere I've circled, there are large whales selling every single time. Open your eyes. Look at some of the data that Inspo posts. It's nuts, and it's so obvious too. But for now, I mean, no signs of reversal. If there are signs of reversal, I'll be sure to tell you guys. Side note, I'm going on vacation from Wednesday until Friday. I will be active in Discord. I will be active on Twitter. However, I will not be able to live stream. I'm going to be in basically Hillbilly, Virginia on a fishing trip with hardly any internet. So yes, I'll be on Twitter. Yes, I'll be in Discord. But as per live stream, as per Twitter Spaces, I will not have that availability. People on Twitter were exposing me for what? What was I being exposed for? For what? For being good at my job and being good at TA? Yeah, thanks. I mean, every trader, and don't get me wrong here, every trader isn't perfect. No one's going to have a 100% success rate. I've had plenty of bad calls. But my whole point is I'm a macro swing trader. Well, I'm a macro trader and a swing trader. You guys know that I dollar cost average. I'm very bullish on cryptocurrency, and I swing trade. Now, granted, have some of my trades fell through, have some of my calls, literally last week I was like, hey, potential double bottom here, and it just completely fell through. I said invalidated. I gave you guys invalidated areas. It was good risk reward. We were right on support. We had a nice little structure. It was very possible. The traders that clearly have no idea what they're doing are the ones that, one, when they post something, they flip-flop every single other day. Like every day they flip-flop. Two, they don't have invalidation. They don't talk about risk reward, and they don't talk about risk management. Those are four things that every good trader knows how to do. Doesn't matter if you're 70 years old or 15 years old. You're a good trader if you have really good risk management. You could literally lose 50 trades in a row, and if your risk management's good, you will still walk away being successful, winning 1 out of 50. Granted, that's, you're not the greatest trader if you're losing 50 trades in a row, but it's just perspective. Risk management is key in this game. Drink a beer in my name, man. It'll be vodka and energy drinks. Can you look at Dogecoin, how low it'll go? It'll go extremely low. I mean, we can look at it real quick, but again, I wouldn't, guys, I really wouldn't focus on altcoins, like, at all. They're all going to drop in ridiculous amounts. That's not the Dogecoin chart that I want, but we'll look at Dogecoin real quick. Doge, yeah, I mean, let's just draw a little, a couple little macro support levels here. Just 2. That way we get a good perspective. So ultimately, Doge is down a lot. Doge is down 83%. Looks like we do have some support here at 0.09. However, I could see this dropping to 1 cent. 1 cent from here would be about 97%. That would make complete sense for this. Guys, Dogecoin is a meme coin. No one's buying it because it has utility. They're buying it because the rest of the crowd's buying Doge, and it just goes parabolic once every bull run. I mean, this is essentially going to lose 90 to 99% of its value. 99% would be around the cent range. So I would fully anticipate, maybe we go sideways, we dump through, kind of do something like this, maybe bottom out here, and then possibly go higher. I mean, there's no guarantee. Not with a meme coin, not with something like this. They were saying you bought the top of altcoins in October. Okay, well, for everybody that watches me, 1, I don't really buy altcoins, and 2, yes, I made some altcoin calls, and yes, some of them weren't that great, but that doesn't mean I bought the top. And in hindsight, when I make calls, I'm drawing scenarios and hypotheses. If they play out, then I take that trade. And if I lose on that trade, I never lose more than 1 to 2% of my portfolio. So we can say that, oh, you bought the top of altcoins, whatever. One, I hardly ever buy altcoins unless it's Ethereum. I really never buy altcoins. Two, in October, a lot of altcoins went parabolic. My Mana call, I made 100% on. My VET call, I made 20 to 50% on. So for every bad altcoin call I've had, a lot of them have been pretty solid. I don't speak Spanish, but my girlfriend does. And she literally just got up and left. But I can see ApeCoin and Shiba. I wouldn't trade ApeCoin or Shiba. Yeah, no one has exposed me for shit. Everyone makes bad calls. It's just, okay, so you want to know if someone's a good trader? If they have consistency. Doesn't matter if they're right all the time. It does matter if they're wrong a lot. If they're wrong a lot, then, it's time to pick someone else to follow. But it matters consistency. It matters time frame. Guys, I'm not a 15-minute or a 4-hour trader. I'm a macro economic trader and a swing trader. Swing trading means you're mostly looking at a daily up to a 4-hour time frame. You're not looking below a 4-hour time frame. And you're basing your trades and your support and resistances off a daily time frame. That's why, if you guys can see on my Bitcoin chart, all of my support and resistances line up with daily levels. They're not lining up with 4-hour levels or 2-hour levels or 15-minute levels. These are all daily levels. These are the macro daily levels that I'm paying attention to. I don't care, and I don't care if Bitcoin does this. I'm not going to trade this. That's not something that I trade. I trade when Bitcoin does something like this. This is what I trade, and I try to absorb this. This would be a double bottom, and I would absolutely long the shit out of it. And again, just for reference, in June, July, this time frame, I was buying this. I was buying the inner circle here between 30 and 33K. Or sorry, 33 to 36K. This is all of my buys were in here. We eventually double bottomed. We had bullish price action. We had volume going down, price going down. Volume going down, price going down. Bullish price action. We had bullish divergences on MACD. We had bullish divergences on RSI. This told me that we were at least going to hit a nice dead cat bounce. At least I thought the top would have been here. Unfortunately, it went here. I sold right around here. So for those people that are like, oh, he's a perma bear, all this and that, yeah, I still made around 50%. However, here, I actually did buy near the bottom, and I sold like right here because I just didn't think we were going to continue going up. That's my fault. Did I make 10, 15% there? Yeah. Did I miss out on another 60%? Yeah, and that's where I was wrong. But ultimately, I'm trading these macro moves. I'm not trading. I don't give a shit if Bitcoin goes up 10% and then comes back down. That's not the move that I trade. I mean, if it is easy to see on a 4-hour, like if I see a double bottom on a 4-hour, I'm going to trade it. I'm going to try and trade it. But if the daily is showing me this, like bear flag breakdown, I don't care what a 15-minute or a 1-hour or a 2-hour descending wedge is. Watch the daily, watch the weekly. Higher time frames have more weight than lower time frames. Any picks for shitcoin alts to short here that are overvalued? Luna. Quit looking for YouTubers to make you rich. Learn how to trade. Stop being lazy. Taking courses or signal groups. Read a book. Paper trade till you win for a year. Thank you, Wookie Want a Cookie. I don't know if that's directed at me or if that's directed at other people, but yeah, you guys should never rely on just what I say or just what other people say. You should do your own analysis. You should learn how to analyze charts in a way and build a system that works for you. Now, granted, my system is, again, swing trading, macro trading. So macro, I DCA. So I DCA when I believe the market is nearing the bottom or in a bear market, in a very clear bear market, and we're very undervalued. That's when I DCA. I swing trade when the daily or the 4-hour or even the weekly show me some kind of bullishness, show me some type of intra trend reversal that could possibly go up 30, 40, 50 to up to 100%. Other than that, I don't care about all these intraday. I don't care. Like, I didn't trade any of this. I didn't trade this. I traded a little bit here and sold like here. I did, however, trade this. I actually did not trade any of this because we had volume going down the whole time. To me, it just looked like a dead cat bounce. I did short here, and I took profits somewhere down here. Since then, haven't made a really decisive trade. And granted, in the last 6 months, I don't think I've traded with more than 40% of my portfolio. There just hasn't been. I mean, we've gone down and sideways. We have not seen a significant move to the up or down side since January. And if you consider, yes, 30% significant, but there is no reason to buy here unless you're just trying to catch a falling knife and you get lucky. Yes, we went up again here about 20%, which, yes, I did trade some of it. And then again here about 25% here. Yes, you could say this is a potential double bottom. I disagreed because price action was horrible the entire time. Do you believe the theory that crypto itself is just the top of a 13-year-old bubble and could have no future once it bursts? Yes, part of me does believe that. You have to. If you're an investor and you have any type of risk management, you have to see both sides. You can't just be perma-bull or perma-bear. You have to see both sides. You have to ask yourself every day. See, I understand that we are in a downtrend and we are most likely going to capitulate. But when I look at the charts, I'm actually looking for trend reversal signs. I'm not looking for trend continuation signs. I'm looking for a bullish reversal pattern. I'm looking for bullish price action. I'm looking for divergences. I'm looking for things that are going to change this trend so I can invest. I'm still in my 47K short from a month ago. Solid, man. That's awesome. I hope that keeps printing money for you. But real quick, let's look at Bitcoin dominance, and I'm going to call it a day. I'm sick, and I apologize, guys. However, we got a nice solid hour in here, nice solid 85 viewers. I was not expecting that today, as I said earlier. Crypto views on Twitter and YouTube are down like 50%. It's crazy. I used to get around 200 views a live stream, 200 viewers per live stream. Now it's like 80 to 100 if I'm lucky. But no, I really do appreciate all of you guys for staying loyal, coming back, getting your information, discussing in Discord, keeping things active. It means a lot to me. I know I can be kind of an asshole here and there, but it does mean a lot to me. I am very, very appreciative. No matter what your opinion is, it's just great to know that we have a very active environment, and it's full of discussion and separate opinions. I really do appreciate that. Real quick, Bitcoin dominance. Looks like we broke out of our slight resistance here. However, if we look at this from a bigger picture, ultimately it's this blue line or this blue line. If we hit this and reject, we're going to see some kind of big move in the crypto space, which is very possible. But I'm not anticipating that. I'm anticipating this to break and ultimately break this white line here. We are in a descending wedge. We are making lower lows, lower highs. Ultimately, with divergences here, if we open up the weekly, with some very clear divergences, with bullish price action, which we know if Bitcoin dominance is bullish, the entire crypto market's bearish. When Bitcoin's gaining value against alts, that means that Bitcoin is actually dropping and alts are dropping harder. Think of altcoins as a more dramatic form of Bitcoin in terms of movement. I think it's highly unlikely crypto would just disappear completely at this point. Yeah, I think it's highly unlikely as well, but you always have to keep in mind, like, what if the US just completely bans it? I mean, then it will actually, it won't disappear, but man, it'll lose a lot of its value. One of the few looks at both sides. Most other channels are like Bitcoin maxis that got in early. Yeah. Thank you. Hope you feel better. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. How to get into Discord. There's a link in the description. There's also a link in the chat somewhere in there. Blockchain is here to stay. I believe it. Guys, I'm bullish on crypto and blockchain and everything like that. I really am. I am bullish. I'm not just some guy that says doom all the time. But if, give me a little credit here. We have not had a bullish move for over a year. Now, granted, there were some opportunities to take advantage of intra uptrends and intra downtrends. But in all honesty, the crypto market has not been in a bullish state. We've gone sideways, which you could say maybe this is consolidation. Maybe. But considering we're about to go through a very, very harsh economic recession, I doubt we go any higher. I'm not a betting man. I'm not going to bet on that, but I don't think we go. I don't think we go higher. It's been bear market for over a year. It has been a bear market for over a year. We've actually seen like a stagflate, and we should go down. Excuse me. With all that said, guys, I really appreciate everyone coming out. I am sick. I'm tired. I need to eat and probably sleep. Like I said, ear infection, sinus infection, whatever the hell I have. It's being treated. I'll be good when I come back. We'll probably live stream on Saturday because I get back Friday night. But we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated. For that said, please join Discord. Very, very active. Lots of different opinions. Lots of very well educated people. We have over 20 trading mentors. If you have a question, someone will answer you. It's amazing how active our Discord community has become. We have about 4,000 members. We'd love to see you there. It's all free as well. On top of that, again, I know I said at the beginning of the stream, but the Bitget trading competition starts May 9th. I highly suggest joining. There's a 200 Bitcoin prize pool. You can trade as a team or as an individual. If you want to basically grow your trading portfolio, this is your chance. This is your chance to win big. I know a lot of people don't have six-figure accounts. This is your chance to get a six-figure account. All those sign-up links are in Discord, in the chat description, and in the YouTube description below. Lastly, you guys know I partnered with Mexi. They have over 1,900 altcoin projects. If you're an altcoin trader, I highly recommend using them. I have a promotional link. They're going to run the promotion just for another week. You get 10% off trading fees, up to $1,000 bonus, and a couple other things. You can take a look at it if you're interested. Again, all of those links are below. With all that said, guys, please be patient, use risk management, and good luck trading.